Right, Fred's not here.
Yes, Fred is in here. You are very correct.
And I was only here for like half the session, so passing off to someone else.
Oh god.
Is Owen actually here thinking about it? Or is he just muted?
He's just muted by the looks of it.
Sonia, like, wiped some... Okay, whatever. I literally put in, like, requests ahead of time, but they're not even...
Yeah, not playing.
They got fucking deleted, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit. Yeah,
I can make an attempt, but my notes are very chaotic, so you'll have to give me a second.
I mean, a lot of stuff happened vocally last session, so...
Yeah. So, went to the Wayfarer's Fork, kind of just to sort of chill and do some backstory stuff, or at least discuss it. We were told about the Night of Tempest, and about the Scorn Ken and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, you know, calamities are pretty good
fun
to drink to.
Definitely. I mean, it's a good afternoon, day out, I think, more than anything. So Jessie shows up, upset because apparently now she has to do work. Because I've got Nate's not around. He's gone back to the island called the Communication Tower to do that.
You guys don't get to call him Nate.
I've got in my notes, I've got Nate.
That's because she called him Nate.
Yeah, you guys don't get to call Ignacio Nate, alright? That's not how it works.
I'm just reading.
For some reason, my
notes,
brain keeps saying Giovanni instead of Ignacio.
Yeah.
You guys have not.
It's just I just write down what I hear, so.
Or maybe has, but you guys definitely not.
Has
there we go.
So it's called the Communication Tower.
Yes.
Okay.
Communication Island. I've got.
Where Ignacio is.
It doesn't really have an official term. It's pretty recently established, but you can call it the Royals Island.
Okay. Royals Island. That works. So I'm just writing that one down.
Midway point or something like that. It's a midway point. That isn't exactly middle, but whatever. It's on the way.
Yeah, it's like where they can actually get in communication with the old continent, right? Yeah. Yeah. So we got that. Jessie tries to go and pick up the unsuspecting Lena. Lena. I was going to say Lena, and I was like, that's not it. Lena.
No, Lena is a Overwatch character.
Yes, that would be it. So it goes over there, it's very unsuccessful, comes back and finds out that she's Varric's cousin and the commander. So that was
must be awkward when you fail at seducing your peer and colleague.
Mm-hmm.
And technically
your
boss.
Experience is like in real life, but I really don't want to learn.
Yeah. I mean, it was very funny for me, so I'm quite happy with that. We also then have to give the birds and the bees talk for Ritzy. Who doesn't understand the sex.
The sex. Yes.
Next I've got written down is talking about the fight that's brewing in the bar. So we've got the two factions. One of them is the sailors coming across, and the other one are the dock workers.
Yeah, and so the Signatories, offloaders, and then Driftweaver Bay's own like city dock workers.
That's it, yeah. So they're starting to get in a bit kind of
rowdy,
yeah. And then Korik sings to try and calm them down, which does seem to work a little bit.
It worked in the short.
Yeah. But there's other patrons around the place that seem to be a bit suspicious of him now because of that.
Of you guys in general, not just Korik.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we're a weird bunch, so don't think Korik needed to be the one to push that one.
Yeah.
Well, that's sort of the bit, though, is that as expeditioners, you guys actually don't stick out too much.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
If I were to put you guys in the force and just put the entire force in like a building, like you guys wouldn't stick out too much.
Mm-hmm. I've also got the word Kayleen written here in the middle of the thing. That was the one who was with
Lena.
Lena, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Kaylin.
That's it. And then we've got two brothers in the corner, don't look like taking waivers. I'm pretty sure they're the ones that were stirring everything up as well. So
Dixon and Dalton, yes.
yeah, Dixon and Daxton. I don't respect them enough to remember their names.
No, I did. I will tell you guys though, they are a lot more
Prevalent
and aggressive this campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No more
So
Dixon
make
jokes
those
then.
insults wisely, and hopefully you guys might have learned your lesson on insulting the wrong people after you guys literally went through hell after insulting 3 gods.
Yeah. Yeah, let's keep that to myself, I think. So Jesse and Rose get called out for their antics on the way over, so the fight kind of gets focused on them a little bit. Jesse kind of stirs the pot with the fight with the workers and everything. Fight breaks out. Oris stabs a guy that was at the bar.
No, he doesn't stab
No,
him.
he asks him a question.
Oh,
Repeatedly.
ask him a question. Okay.
You ever heard the term bury the hatchet? Usually they mean bury it in the ground for peace talk, not bury it in someone's back.
I thought it was their chest.
That was a back.
Mm.
Huh. There you go. Well, that happens. He runs off, drops a coin, which I scoop up. Lexman. It's got one side still with an A, one side with an X. Made of blades, dirks. We've got Abigail. Okay, yeah. So I've skipped like the bloody. I've skipped a lot of stuff actually. I'm just coming to realize, but we've got the
I keep going.
berry. We've got the berry and the pin as well, which I've not written down for. Oh wait, actually.
I can fill in some of these gaps. Yeah, we had the pin from the large orc fella who half orc, thank you. Who seemingly broke some vow or disappointed someone that we don't exactly know because he said I failed you or something along those lines to the pin. Left that on the table. Oris booked it and dropped the branch, and the other guy dropped a coin in the middle of the fight and booked it after. Well, not after like he's chasing Oris, but after Oris left, he left.
Wasn't it just like a small bit of the branch that came off as well?
I'll clarify some things. Oris wasn't first to leave. The guy was the first to leave.
Oh.
Oris wasn't. Oris was chasing him.
Oh, okay, that guy's fucking dead.
And you are correct. There is more of this plant matter that Oris had, but they had so much of it in his pouch that a bit of it went out, and that's the bit you have.
But yeah, but I think after that the fight kind of died down, unless I'm remembering it incorrectly.
It became a one-sided stomp afterwards.
Yeah, because I think was it the guard that showed up?
They showed up in a bit.
Watch. Yeah, and then we kind of left.
And
and Jesse
Kaylin
stayed
went out,
to
talked
get
to
her
them
gold.
for a minute, then came back and was like, "Hey, you guys need to go."
So as to avoid arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Jesse...
it's a great first day, I suppose, if we get arrested. But I've got Abigail takes us to her shop to get his rain gear. We meet Costello, Abigail's uncle. Castellos. Sorry, I can't read my own handwriting apparently.
And the shop is a bit different. It's more.
Yeah, it's more
Military.
practical.
Military, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not military. Utilitarian.
Utilitarian. Okay. Rather than ooh, big fancy bougie clothes.
I mean, there's still some style in it. Don't get me wrong, but it's more like it's less like fancy society like appearance and more like tactical appearance.
Tactical.
Yeah, you know, put an ACOG, a vert grip, a side mount, laser
Red
to
dot
die.
sight, yeah. Or not red dot sight.
You can have multiple sights on a gun. You can put on the diagonal and use that.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's really fucking cool. Unfortunately, it makes it a bit harder to shoot. But yeah. So yeah, you guys hung out with, or you guys went to Costellos's and Abigail's abode. You guys met a meal.
Yeah, it was
so
very, very busy.
For
go,
like a minute.
Something like that. Just in and out, I think it was, wasn't it, pretty much?
So because
He
it
came
covered
in,
someone's
gave something to Costellos, and then said hi to you guys. Nice to meet you, and left.
Mhm.
Can we like meet up with him like today then? Because he covered a night shift, so I imagine he doesn't have work for like until a bit later in the day.
I mean,
That's something
you've covered people's shifts before. Note that it's called covering, not swapping.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So yeah, you guys could find him there. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My notes after this point just evolve into random facts. So
Random facts. Such
or
as
just random bits and bobs, I suppose, that I've heard on the game. I've got Orson Darius made a forest overnight. I've got Captain of Coric's Merit Group and Jesse, you know, the aftermath of the Jesse thing.
Yes.
You make it sound like that was such a bad thing.
I mean, that is yet to be.
She discovered what that hand do, though.
Yeah, the artifice hand of Elena.
Wait,
or maybe
yeah.
it is. He has a mage hand. Who knows?
Anyhow.
Yeah, that's all I got. If anybody would like to fix in the gaps.
I don't think there was anything... Is there anything dire that we missed in there?
Nothing that stands out to me, or at least none that I'm willing to help you with.
Oh, thanks, asshole.
No. I've just got little details on the Green Jade branch.
We could talk about those, the items. They all have something up with them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're all relatively magical.
At least two of them are.
Yeah. The branch reacts to one. I think just being held into like someone using magic on it. It does have some reaction to that. The pin has like a pulling sensation, if I remember correctly, pulling you inland.
Yeah.
The coin I don't think has any such sensation. I think it's just hums with magical energy.
I mean, coins don't normally hum, so yeah. And branches don't normally stay alive after being snipped, so they're all magic. Anything else?
We invented a blender, made a delicious fruit smoothie.
No. You guys did have breakfast, though, courtesy of Eric.
Yay.
Yes.
He's a man of many talents and multiple odd jobs.
I also remember Coric showing off his very fancy tattoos as well.
Yeah, his Constantine-esque tattoos. And he offered that maybe at some point he could tat you guys up.
Oh, and Raitzy has some religious books from Abigail. Definitely remember the name.
Yes.
If you guys ever forget Abigail and Varric, that'll be really sad.
Who?
Yeah. No, it'd be doubly sad if you guys forget Jesse. If that happens, she's gonna kick your ass.
All the emotes just disappear suddenly.
That was the half-orc, right?
Who?
Yeah. Jesse the half-orc, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. Where's the gun emote?
Which is also a point. Half-orc, did we ever get his name?
No. No, you guys talked to him.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Did we...
By technicality, you guys don't know any of their names except Dax and Wilson's. And Orist. You guys know about Orist. But yeah, that's it. Like, you guys don't really know anyone else. So your guys' quest of finding the guy, if you choose to do so, if you accept this mission, will be even harder because you don't know his name.
This message will self-destruct in 10 seconds.
We'll get to there. But yeah, so as I was telling you guys prior, you weren't here for this, but I did tell you, I think after like sometime during the week, we will retcon it in the sense of you guys will have a day or so, maybe a day or two, depending on what scheduling is looking like these coming weeks and such like that, to be in town. Get your bearings, be in town, regain your land legs, so to speak. Stuff like that. And to kick that off, Jesse does bring up to the, I guess it is a table. It's like a kitchen island, which you can use as a table, whatever. To the table of people eating breakfast, that by the good graces of your guys' commander here, you guys should probably head over to requisitions and gear up.
Okay.
Lena's just has a coffee mug in her hand, in her artifice arm, and just drinking out of it. Just it's up to you guys. Want to head over right now? Me and the lady are gonna head over ourselves. First things first. But you guys don't have to follow us. You guys don't have to third wheel. But hey, if you guys want to, I can't stop you.
Wait, we don't know where it is, right?
Expedition HQ, you know where it is. You guys have been there.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had to go there to do paperwork and shit, and also R&D.
I just wasn't sure if requisitions was in the same place.
In the same, yeah, no, it's in the same compound.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you can look at the map, but you're not in the Roll20, and you're probably don't have access to the map. So the new map, but yeah, it's all in the same compound.
Did we know? Actually, we're not that far from it, so I was gonna say.
No, Lena's house is specifically not that far from Expedition.
Yeah.
Strategically.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm quite happy to go there first thing. Strategery.
I love that retard.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys are free to head over there. You can go with Lena and Jesse if you wish, or you guys can go there later in the day. It's up to you guys. Eric knows how the process works, and he'll tell you who to talk to. And I don't know I don't know what the sitting order is of the table. I imagine that Jesse occupies like one head of it, and then Varric and Abigail occupy the other, and stuff like that. And then you guys are just sort of at the in-betweens. Whoever's closest to Varric, again, I don't know fucking clue who, but whoever is closest would hear Varric like quiet, like groan at the prospects of talking to who you guys have to talk to in order to get the process going.
I know the guy, just don't want to.
Yeah.
Rose is just going to drink her own coffee and not vote one way or the other if we go now or later.
Oh no.
What?
Indecisiveness.
No, my computer is doing the thing again where the speakers are going out till it needs a complicated series of updates and installations.
Yay!
Thanks, Windows.
Convenient timing.
Actual worst. Okay. So yeah, I think this whole time, like, Wraith has just been really quiet and like trying to keep to himself reading the books.
There's something up with those books, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
What?
That's cool. That's a cool way to say that.
There's nothing up with them. Don't worry about it. It's just infecting your mind.
Let's go right now. Let's sage your fears here. The books themselves are they're really digestible volumes. There's like 3 of them that she gives you, to be honest. They include like illuminated manuscript style illustrations. So like the history of Redalia, like that sort of like aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has something like that. The text of it is in common, but there is something up with the illustrations. They'll actually move for like short instances, like a GIF on repeat, except it's in a book. Most of the content of the books that you're reading are they're mythological history. So again, like Troy and stuff like that. They talk about like the stories and legends of saints, of different times of instances, rather, where people commune with their gods and then something happens. Divine intervention, so to speak. And then each illustration corresponds to such stories. And then the illustrations themselves will move and animate to showcase such. These aren't like immensely long scenes. They go like 20 seconds tops, but the fact is that they move and do stuff. So like if someone dies as a martyr, you see them literally getting like fucking executed or whatever, blood spills out.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. I I feel like he gets to that part, like it happens, and he just like jumps back from the table. Okay, I will go. This seems like a good time to go. He puts it down.
What is that card called, by the way? Oh, I thought it was like the. Oh no, it was like the saga of Vidalia or something like that, right? Oh no, it's Ben Ali. I'm dumb. It's the
Oh
history.
yeah, the history of Benalia. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I was
Does
like
he-
Redalia. I'm like, no, Redalia is
The
Witcher
card.
3. My brother has
Ooh.
I thought
Like
you
that
were
full
referring
book.
to the Elven family we learned
Oh
about.
yeah, that's
from-
that's Redalia. That's
100%.
right.
Yeah, totally. Does he set it down like on that page, or just like close the book really quick and just set it down?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, sort of
aesthetic style of like what the illustrations look like.
Like freaks out, tosses it real quick onto the table.
Here, let me. I'll do a roll here. Let's see which person that this is talking about. Oh my god, I have way too many saints. I'll just do
Isn't
like
it
a
like 20
do
something?
like a D40.
No, wait, because each one of them has like 3 and there's like 18. Ugh, there's a lot.
Oh, okay, this is semi-fitting. Saint Cato Avitus, the Custodes. So this is actually one of Roshin's, like one of the saints Roshin knew
I
about.
say I remember this one, and that is actually super appropriate.
He's the repeller of things of beyond. He's the door guard or gate guard, I suppose. But yeah, so I imagine the iconography, or not the iconography, the illustration for this is literally him like slashing at some beast, and then like it gets like shunted out of existence.
Woo. Yeah, Rose wants to pick up and like find where he left off in that book. It's out of a weird curiosity of what the fuck happened.
Abigail's just smiling. Which it's her book. These are all her books, so she knows what they do.
So
Yeah, I
Look
like
a
to
bit-
think he's sort of just like fidgeting in his seat uncomfortably, like moving his hands back and forth, like against each other.
Oh, my apologies. Was it too visceral?
yo,
I
what the
have
fuck? This is cool.
never experienced something.
They're
Like
very
that.
special books. They're enchanted.
Ooh.
My mother's craft.
Yeah, he starts like looking around like the cover of some of the other ones and like looking for like inscriptions to where it would be. Like, how did I miss that?
Inside, because you know how like the sleeves like of a book cover have to like wrap around its outermost,
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
the hardcover of it. It's inside. It's tucked inside that. Like you see like a rune, or not like your runes. My bad. Like a
Mhm.
glyph, like an artifice glyph
Gotcha.
that animates the book, so to speak. So yeah, it's just right there. All of them have it. So I suppose Rose, you're the one holding this one book. Yeah, you see the illustration.
What happens if you... I'm not going to, mind you. But what happens if you rip one of the pages out?
Why don't you try it and find out? She smiles.
Rose is now debating in her mind.
Does it just grow back or something?
To be perfectly honest, I don't know. I would never do anything like that.
I know, it'd be crying.
I'd also get a very stern talking to if I were to. If I were to back in the day.
I feel like a stern talking to is the least of the concerns. So,
Your thought too?
So, why? Well, I guess why is the point of just making it more interesting? It's very,
Well,
very interesting.
those books were among my education, and I must agree they are very interesting and eye-catching.
That they are.
There's probably a comment to be made about showing your child accurate and visceral depictions, but I'm not one to comment. Flips to another page of someone being fucking murdered or some shit.
Well, if we're gonna follow by the same logic, let's see. No, the next page over would probably be Saint Navara, the Verdant. Saint Navara is very critical to Heartlandic growth back in the day, and just in farming practice and forests in general. She's a informative saint as opposed to like a crusader saint. So I imagine you see in this illustration like someone touching the ground, sprinkling something there, and then holding up their hand, and then suddenly a massive like she occupies like a fourth of the left side of the page, and then the other right half is just entirely full of forests and berry bushes and vines of grape, stuff like that.
And interest is lost and gives the book back.
Oh.
Yeah, I think specifically that he would start looking through it again, like
Just fucking passing the book
changing
back and forth.
pages very carefully.
So, like, if we combined you with Korik, would that just make his tattoos move on his body as well?
Oh, yeah.
Just make him a massive picture book. That'd be amazing. I'm getting heavily distracted, excuse me.
My assumption is that it would be a similar process.
It would have to be, yeah.
Abigail shrugs. I'm afraid I don't know. I'm not the one that enchanted them. And I'm afraid my mother is in such a faraway place that we won't be able to ask her so easily.
It is my knowledge that a lot of magic comes from a similar root. Therefore, it might just be a separate delineation.
Perhaps. I could certainly see the logic.
So you're writing down stuff in your book for her, then? You said you were writing down everything that was happening in your book for
Yes.
people, I suppose. Is it for her specifically, or?
What makes you think I write for my family?
It's a question.
I write for who I write for. Whoever that may be. She shrugged. Who knows?